Okay, guys, I need to get on and do just a recorded video because Facebook is really interfering with everything I have to say these days, and I don't think it's not intentional. There's a lot of information that I'm trying to share that is, I feel like it's important, so I will make this as brief as I can. I think the first part of my live that I just did on April 29th, 2020, is clear in the first part, but if it's not, I wanted to just kind of briefly touch on it and summarize, and that is that what we are putting out in reality is showing that it's being put out and it's being reflected or mirrored back to us. That is part of our creator capacity. So the other day, I just wanted to show this. The other day, I was watching Magenta Pixie. Those of you who know her as a channel, she did this thing called the Round Table with Laura Eisenhower and Paula Connor and a couple other gorgeous goddesses. And at this point in the video, Laura Eisenhower, she's finishing up what she's saying about polarity. And then there's a couple other comments, and then this woman, Christina, she mentions how the round table just keeps coming to her, and then Magenta Pixie expands on that. And this is just really like a 2-minute clip. So I want to play it for you because I feel like it's really important.
And the electromagnetic, forces flowing, all that has been unplugged, put in reversal code. So we're born into this distortion, and we have to just like hold hands and say, whoa, we're really overcoming something huge together instead of the blame and shame, because there's so much more that's trying to, make it difficult, that if we don't have awareness of it, can break more hearts than it needs to.
And on that note, right, we have to remember that our tech, God's tech, is so much more superior than any dark tech, especially when we come together, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
And as you just said, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I've been getting the words round table for a long time, and I tried to set one up last year, and it was quite interesting. But when you came up with the idea of us coming together, I was like, yes, that is what is required right now. It was a complete, we need to not just do this once, but it's very potent and powerful to do this.
Well, the round table, when you look at the knights of the round table, sitting in the round table, putting their swords in, so you have sovereignty and unity with the circle of the round table. There's no leader, everyone is equal, and those swords that cross the table from the knights, looking at the Camelot stories, then that's the matrix. So that's the vertical pillar of light, which is the Excalibur, the sword, the vertical axis, which is the above and the below, the dark, the light, the positive darkness, the positive light, as you were saying earlier about darkness being positive, and the horizontal and the diagonal. And this is the sort of model that the 9 have shown me, is this matrix, a simplified way of being able to understand the direction of the toroidal field that is our energetic system in the body and in the planet and in the galaxy. So round table is actually a code, a fire letter known within the DNA. Round table, Excalibur, Merlin, the dragon, Camelot, all of those are codes. Every starseed, every awakened individual will be connected to that story, because that is global and planetary and galactic metaphor. It's a presentation of ancient language. So round table is multi-layered in its presentation. It's a fire letter, it's a code. It activates the DNA. That is what takes the DNA from the carbon-based structure into the beautiful crystalline silicon-based structure.
So yeah, so then they do this very potent round table, and they talk about the significance of even using the word as being an activator of consciousness. Okay, so then now, this is today. Okay, if we go over here, Trump gives whatever cryptic speech, at Roundtable. There it is. That was the press conference today, not normal, at a Roundtable. April 29, 2020. 2 days after that Divine Feminine Roundtable. Now, there's no way you're going to convince me that that is coincidence. Okay? And I talk about this a lot in my lives, and especially lately, is that we are doing this. We are motivating this change. We are creating the evolution. It's our DNA. It's what we are doing. The people, we the people. These leaders have been only reflections of us. You know, the corruption that's been in our governments has been like our files having been corrupted. The data in our files corrupted so that we couldn't access the full game. So as we go into our own DNA and we correct the corrupted files, we accept again our galactic potency and information, then when we say these things, round table, we do it, suddenly we see it in reality.
Hey, Mom,
Yes.
can I have one of those muffins?
Yeah.
The last one.
Okay. Can you close that door too?
Yeah.
So yeah, there isn't any part of this that we aren't doing. We are doing it. And so I was trying to explain this a little bit in the Facebook Live, and it was just slaughtering my vocals. So we'll see how this video is. And I don't want to make it too long because it takes forever to upload. But just speaking about, you know, if we see a tyrannical force externally, but then we recognize where we have been tyrannical to ourselves. Like, no, you're not going to go out there and show your whole true self. You're going to stay quiet. You're going to stay non-obtrusive. You don't want to ruffle anyone's feathers. You don't want to embarrass yourself. You're going to keep yourself small and just not show anybody that you're crazy, not show anybody that you can sing, not show any, like, that's the inner tyranny. You know, and when we take care of that, when we embrace our own multidimensionality or awesomeness, then we ripple that out into our reality, and we literally see our governments and institutions reflect what we're willing to claim in ourselves. When we're no longer giving our empowerment of our health and body away and not taking responsibility for our health, then we no longer have to see a health industry that only cares about keeping people sick and making money. And that's a distortion of health. The very reason to even be a health industry is to help people be healthy. But the whole reason for our body is to maintain it, to be healthy in it. So if we're not paying attention, we're just sort of letting whatever happen to our body, then that's reflected in our system, our collective system. So all these things are changing now because people are waking up. People are accepting their divinity, realizing their creator being, starting to create verbally, vocally, out loud, and then watching and seeing how that changes reality. That's what's up. And it's super exciting. So keep minding your creations.